Hey, want to make a quick video looking at the Week 3 waiver wires for your standard leagues. Quarterback hadn't changed much. The guys I'm looking at in free agency are still there from last week for the most part. Wentz from Philadelphia. Not a great game against Chicago, but he's, no mistake. Still looks sharp. I think he's got some fancy options coming up. A guy I'd like to have stashed on the bench. He's got bye week issues coming up also. Obviously not this week, but going forward. Wentz is a good plug-in for this week. Anybody having some quarterback trouble and needing somebody, I don't know, he ain't had a lot of injuries. Nobody's really fallen off, but if you are looking for help this week, Flacco against Jacksonville. Phillip Rivers just torched Jacksonville, obviously. Aaron Rodgers had no problem with him week 1. So Flacco for week 3, I think is a strong play. And then Prescott from Dallas is going against the Bears this week. Nothing to be afraid of there. He got his first touchdown, the rushing touchdown, which he's going to run. He's going to use his legs a little bit, which helps out in most leagues. It only award 4 points for passing touchdowns. Still hasn't found the end zone with a pass yet, but looking efficient. Passing completion percentage is looking good. Yards is looking good. Just hasn't found the end zone. It's destined to happen. So that's another young guy that's looking good. Liked him last week. Like him this week. So Prescott, Wentz, Flacco at receiver. At quarterback. Going to running back, we had some injuries. Jerick McKinnon from Minnesota. Peterson's out, at least for quite the near future. Maybe for the season. I'm not sure. I know it's indefinite at the moment, the reports I'm getting. So he's a strong pickup. And at the moment, Jonathan Stewart's out. So you got Fozzie Whitaker and Cameron Artis-Payne to pick up. I think Whitaker's probably going to carry. I'm hearing that, Artis-Payne is the next man up. But he hasn't been dressed the last 2 weeks. Whitaker looked really good when Stewart went down. So I think both these guys are worth rostering. At the moment, I'm placing my money for Fozzie to be the premier receiver of carries here. But it's up in the air a little bit. Artis-Payne might be the sneak. Both of them is worth a roster spot at the moment. Going to receiver, Victor Cruz. Big news of his back last week. I really didn't think it was going to be too much. I thought Shepard and Beckham was going to take. Obviously Beckham was going to be the majority of the passing here, but Cruz had 9 targets in this game. I think he led the team in targets. So I guess the guy really is back. So Victor Cruz, I think, is certainly worthy of a roster spot. And then in San Diego, with Keenan Allen going down, Terrell Williams and Travis Benjamin tied for the lead of the team on targets. Both those guys deserve a roster spot. At defense, streaming this week, it's not a lot of great options. Looking at the streaming options available, not a ton. Bucks versus Rams. Bucks defense is abysmal. Rams offense is abysmal. I think that's a pretty good play, but it's a risky one. Giants against Redskins. Cousins hadn't got it together. They're getting a little bit of an argumentative locker room. There's Cousins the last 2 weeks just hasn't been able to get together. His receivers are turning on him a little bit of strife there. Maybe Giants can take advantage of it. Bengals versus Broncos. That rookie quarterback hasn't done anything since that Panthers game. Bengals defense, once again, nothing too impressive, but I like the matchup. And then Cutler has just, as of this time I'm doing this video, Cutler has been taken out of the game against Philly for a hand injury. I suspect he's going to be okay to come back next week. But if not, and maybe even if so, that Cowboys defense against Chicago, if Cutler's not playing, I like it. Even if Cutler's in there, that offense ain't anything scary with him. But it is what it is. It's not a sure thing. I can't find a sure thing on defense this week. If you don't have one, this is one of those weeks where drafting a defense is kind of beneficial. But even with that being said, I like the roster. Hey, I like the option of just streaming each week. You can usually find a matchup, and I've got 4 options. We're going to be able to put a defense out this week. Like always, man, I'll have another video up this week for FanDuel. I also have a pick. I pick all the wins for the week. And then also you can catch me live on Saturday nights at 7 o'clock on All In Sports Network. Panther Fan Talk comes on there at 7 o'clock. I do a fantasy bit for them. You can catch me on there. Panther Fan Talk also has some YouTube videos. You check them out. But once again, 7 o'clock on Saturday night, All In Sports Network. They've got a free app for iPhone and not for Android, I don't believe, just for the iPhone. Either way, download the app. Check me out there. I come on at 7:45 on Saturdays on Panther Fan Talk on the All In Sports Network. Hey, guys, talk to y'all later in the week. Later, man.